Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we discuss everything related to natural hair, specifically coily hair. I encourage you to go and watch the original video, which will be linked in the description. So let's get into the video.
Today I want to talk about the obsession of Black women's hair. I just feel like Black women are held to this honestly unrealistic standard when it comes to everything. Like, we're expected to always be upkept, always look presentable, always have our edges done. Heavy on that part, oh my gosh. We just have these expectations, and I've never seen any other race or gender be held to that standard, if I'm being honest. We're always expected to meet that standard, and it's honestly unrealistic if we think about it. And it's like, when we do these things, we get backlash. When we don't do these things, we get backlash. And it's like, Black women can't win. Like, y'all really don't want us to win, and I don't get it.
In my opinion, Black women are the ones who hold each other to those standards. Yes, there are some people who are not Black who can be opinionated on Black people's business, on Black women's hair. There's no doubt about that. But from what I've seen, Black women are the ones who will be the first to criticize a Black woman on her choice when it comes to not doing her edges, for example. Black women are the ones who will make comments about why your natural hair is not done. Listen to people who talk about their negative experiences when they choose to wear their natural hair. They share that their moms, their sisters, their dads, their friends, everybody around them whom I'm assuming is Black, made some nasty comments about their hair looking untidy, not having good hair, why they have bushy edges, why they didn't slick back their hair, why they didn't use a certain product to try and curl their hair to make it look presentable. Black women can't win because we do not let each other win. We do not let each other breathe. There are some people who will have a problem with you when you decide to wear wigs and will say you hate yourself. There are people who are too far on the other end, on either end. There are some who wear wigs that will look down on the ones who choose to be natural. There are some who are natural and will look down on those who choose to wear wigs. Let's not pretend like there are people who don't talk about those who do not choose what they choose. We need to stop saying it is non-Black people. I'm not that and it's not always them. I'm not saying this content creator is saying that it's always non-Black people, whatever. I'm just saying, for the people who do constantly blame everybody else instead of looking within our own community, this is who this is for. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Let's stop blaming everybody else and not addressing Black people within our community who continue to uphold standards that were never made for us in the first place. Just look at the comment sections and videos you come across online. It is always Black people, or for the most part, it is Black people who will be the most negative. Look at when Black women online argue. What is the first thing they attack the other person for? Their hair, especially those with coily hair. So personally, I do not want to always be blaming people who are not Black for the issues Black people face when it comes to the standards of beauty we have. You do not have to uphold those standards, but unfortunately some people do by constantly making those comments about those who choose to shift away from those standards, and they themselves choose to abide by the standards that exist for non-Black people. But going back to the hair not being done, I have said before that we need to have our own version of what done is. We need to stop going with what other people say done is, because their version of done does not include coily hair.
I find that most of our insecurities are created from other people, and we just amplify it. So that's what happened when it came to my hair. I'm still trying to learn how to love my hair. But it's like, the amount of times I've been told to go natural, like, they say that as if it's cheaper. Like, if anything, going natural is way more expensive. I'm gonna get my braids and go on about my day. And they say that like it's less time consuming. We would be told go natural, but then when we actually go natural, or me at least, when I actually like try to go natural, I would get certain comments on my hair. And I'm just like, I feel like people want our natural hair, but not in its natural state. I always felt like I couldn't just like walk out the house, because I would always get comments on my hair when I just walked out the house without doing it, or just, you know, put it in a puff without doing my edges. And it's like, I'm always being told lay your edges, or you should do something with your hair. And it's like, why do y'all expect us to always have our hair done? That shit's just unrealistic. And coming from someone who, I like doing hairstyles, I like doing my hair, but I have to be in the mood to do it. I'm not gonna do that shit every single day. It's like, it's just unrealistic to have your hair done every single day when you're natural. Like,
I agree that people amplify their own insecurities. I understand what she's saying, that people always have something to say about her hair when she doesn't do certain things to her hair. But this goes back to people do amplify their own insecurities. It can be exhausting to constantly hear people say, do something with your hair. But this is why I think some people say that. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Some of you will do braids, wigs, etc. It doesn't matter, any style that is not your own natural hair, right? That is you 98% of the time, and you have all the confidence in the world. When you tell people you are going to get your hair done, your hair being done would be the braids and the wigs and having those edges laid. And so that 2%, when you decide to have your natural hair out in its natural state, people think it is not done because they are used to seeing you doing all sorts of styles, and you saying you're getting your hair done is the braids and the wigs. I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, I'll use myself as an example. When my hair was in the TWA stage, I would wear it out shrunken, and I have also had braids during that time as well. So not once has anybody said you finally had your hair done, or when I didn't get braids, not a single soul from the people I hung around with, went to work with, asked me why my hair isn't done, because they get what they get from me. My hair is done if I say it's done. My confidence as well does not change depending on the hairstyle. Again, I don't know if I'm making sense. Some people have this habit of telling people their hair is not done when it's in its natural state, and then it's done when they have any style that doesn't resemble their natural hair. I have seen this especially when I was still in uni. People would make jokes about how they know they look homeless with their afros, and so they will get their hair done that weekend. And some people would laugh at the jokes other black women would say about their hair. Like, does your boyfriend not love you? Why hasn't he given you money to get braids at least? So since people rarely see you say your hair is done in its natural state or with your natural hair, of course they will think it isn't done. People around me know my hair is done when I leave the house, not because of a certain hairstyle. When you dictate what is done, people will go according to that standard you have set for yourself.
You have full control. You have all the power. Do not let anyone or anything try to constrict you and to make you feel like you need to fit in some kind of category, because you don't. You're in a lane of your own, love. You are in a category of your own. The only person's opinion that matters most when it comes to you and your natural hair is yours. Everything else, drown it out. When you walk around and you're not feeling good about yourself, you're not feeling like your hair is good enough to be shown, you don't feel like your frizz is appropriate, you don't feel like it's done. Your hair is done. Your hair is done. You need to start walking outside, go into the store with your head held high, make eye contact with people. Let that light shine through, because I promise you, you are inspiring people. Even if they don't say a word to you, you are inspiring someone. Don't dim your light. We're not hiding our light 2025. I can tell you that right now. Are you getting your hair done for the event? It's done. I think you should it's done. I just think it would look really pretty straight. It's done. But I just think it's done. It's done. Let them know. You need to show up to all the events rocking your hair unapologetically, and guess what? It's done. It's beautiful as is.
People with like looser curl patterns get more like recognition in the natural hair community. The natural hair community was made for type 4 hair, you know, because anyone else who didn't have type 4 hair, you weren't made to hate your hair. And people with type 4 hair often feeling like they have to manipulate their hair.
I will say this with my chest. Anybody who says there is not enough representation on YouTube for those with coily hair is lying. And again, I'm not saying this is this content creator is saying that. There are so many content creators with coily hair online, but you do not see them, or they are not as popular because people with coily hair are not supporting them. Obviously, not all people with coily hair, because some of you are here, and thank you so much for your support. You guys are awesome. But unfortunately, some people with coily hair are binge watching videos of those with looser curls, hoping that it will, if they keep using that person's products, their hair will eventually look like that. They do not watch people who have hair like their own, and they will complain that there aren't any coily hair content creators in the natural hair community. There are plenty of them, they just do not have platforms as big as people with other textures. There isn't enough representation because some people are not supporting those who are their representation.
Why do y'all ask Black women if their hair is real to prove that their hair is real when it's long? Like, are we not allowed to have long hair as well?
But I just find that so weird. It's like, why do y'all feel like we have to prove something to y'all? It irks my soul. Like, it doesn't sit right with me. I just wish that one day Black women can actually have a break and actually feel like they don't have to prove themselves or fit into the standard that we're put in, which is honestly unfair.
I have seen videos of Black women having to prove that they have long hair. One of the most popular ones was from East African Secrets, a content creator who constantly had to show her scalp to people who said her hair was a sew-in, extensions, anything but her own hair. I will say though, a lot of those comments I read came from Black people. I just looked at their profiles. Again, Black women will be the ones who will say something about someone's natural hair and then turn around and complain when non-Black people repeat what they just said. Some Black women continue to perpetuate the stereotypes that Black women can't grow long hair or don't have the right texture or that there's something wrong with their hair, and so people from other races will see these comments and some of your attitude towards your own people and then think, well, if other Black people are saying this, then it must be true. Then I can say it as well. Again, Black people, Black women, I want us to understand that in this day and age, we are in control of how we portray ourselves. We are in control of our own narrative. You do not have to prove anything if you do not want to. You do not have to fit into whatever standard you do not want to be in. You do not have to do anything you do not want to do. You are in control of how you look, how you act, and how you feel. Stop allowing other people's opinions have such a strong hold on how you feel about your natural hair. So I hope all of you enjoy the video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. But before we go, I'd like to leave you with this last part of a video which I really enjoyed.
Your hair is beautiful, no matter what curl pattern, porosity, whatever. Your hair is beautiful, and even if society makes you feel like it's not, it is.